There's a story in the Bible about Jesus and his disciples walking through a village, and it says this. He came to the village where a woman named Martha opened her home up to him and his disciples. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to Jesus and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to help me." I don't know if you've ever been in this situation. Maybe you find yourself like a Martha, or maybe you find yourself like a Mary. Martha kind of seemed like a rule follower. She did everything she thought she was supposed to do. She was making all the preparations, and she was putting everything in order, and she felt like she was doing it all by herself. And then there's Mary, and she was there sitting at Jesus' feet listening to him. She was listening and learning and leaning into what Jesus was telling her. It illustrates two very different situations. And Martha cries out to Jesus and says, "Jesus, tell my sister to come and help me so that I don't have to do this all by myself." But Jesus responds, and his response is really important. He says, "Martha, Martha," the Lord answers, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better. It will not be taken away from her." And what we can learn is that we can do a lot of things, but without God, what really matters? You see, we can be around all the things of God, but not really be with God. Martha was around the things of God. She was doing all the preparations, getting everything in order, just like she was supposed to do. But Mary was with Jesus. I can just imagine her like a sponge soaking in what Jesus had to say. Martha cries out to Jesus, "Jesus, tell my sister to come help me." But what we see from Jesus' response, he tells us exactly what is truly needed, and that is God. It's not that these other preparations and such that Martha was doing weren't valuable. They were, but without God, what meaning was left? That it's when we are with God, spending time with him, putting him first and foremost, he adds significance to all that we do. Things come and go, but spending time with God will never return void.